Hello everyone, my name is Rick Farmer and welcome to the Seven Oaks Arena and Game 1 of this Manitoba Women's High School Hockey League Division I Championship Final. This is a best-of-3 series between the number 1 Glenlawn Lions and the number 3 College Jeanne-Sauve Olympians. Game 2 will go Thursday night, and if necessary, Game 3 scheduled for Friday evening. All 3 games are set for the same time, same place, here at the beautiful Seven Oaks Arena. I'll be your play-by-play voice for the length of the series, and joining me, offering color on the broadcast, is a lifelong personal buddy and a female hockey pioneer, Jamie Bettens. Red, this looks to be an interesting series between two hot teams. What are you most excited to see as we get set to start Game 1?
I'm excited to just see what the rivalry is all about here. Glenlawn, Jeanne-Sauve, they played each other in the preseason. They practice and play in some of the same rinks. These girls play on club teams together growing up. There's a lot of familiarity here from the goaltending right on out, and I expect a phenomenal game and a phenomenal series.
So the referees are convening at center ice. Teams have their buckets back on. We're looking to get started here. Like I said earlier, this is Game 1 of a best-of-3 Manitoba Women's Hockey League Championship Final. The teams come to center ice. Olympians goaltenders ready. Jovi Wozny's ready for the Lions. Puck is down, and here we go. Little scramble at the center ice. Olympians are able to pick it up. They gain the blue line. Look to center to the middle of the house. Gets intercepted. Lions step outside their own blue line. Gain the red line and get it in deep. Hard on the forecheck is Minkus. Olympians with it behind the net. Nolgren banks it around behind the net for partner. Gets turned over. Lions are able to get a stick on it. They lose it. Regain control, bring it down low into the corner. Puck's behind the net. They look to center it. It's grabbed by Minkus. She comes through the dot, up to the high slot. Puts it back in behind the net. Back forward is Fraser for the Olympians. She's beaten to the puck there by the Lions, but it's turned over. Olympians with a cross-ice pass breakout. They go for a line change. The Flush is unable to get it in deep. Bensey for the Lions on the forecheck. Puck comes back to the blue line. Westendorf goes D to D. Halpenny with it now, pushes it down the wall. She's sawed off by the Olympians D-men. They pull it behind the net, regroup. Cross ice to winger Kibbins. Gains the red line, cross the blue line, looking for a shot. Good stick by the Lions D-man. Kibbins centers it. Warnick unable to get a handle on it. Baldwin with a shot. That hits the body. Warnick again on it. Another block shot by the Lions. Kibbins shot towards the net. Hits another body. Couple Kibbins on the ice here for the Olympians. Hal Penny's able to flip it out down the ice. That's waved off. No icing. Back for it is Cadence Kibbins. She goes back behind the net to her partner. Puck gets rimmed around the corner, up to the half wall. Cassidy Kibbins, winger for the Olympians, looks to get it out. Gets outside the blue line. Lions are able to carry it back in the zone. Looking for a shot from the corner. Centering pass goes for naught. Conrad on the pinch. Cassidy Kibbins unable to get it out. Puck's back in. Behind the net, Warnick goes partner. Comes back to Warnick. She flips it up the wall. Cassidy Kibbins there is sawed off by Conrad for the Lions. Minkus puts it back behind the net, rims it a little hard all the way around to the D. McCabe for the Olympians, can't get a handle on it. Warnick, D-man, flips it up the wall. Lions go back on a regroup, Olympians change. Minkus goes off for the Lions. Puck gets deflected in the zone. Stubbs on the hard forecheck. Stubbs falls down. Puck comes up the wall. Lions are able to keep it in at the blue line. That's Williams putting it back in low behind the net. Forward in the corner for the Olympians is Bale. She's sawed off. Puck goes back behind the net. Defense looking for a breakout pass. Puck does get out. Ruther with it. She looks to bang it in the zone. Can't do so. McCabe with it now. Olympians evade the offside. Get the puck in deep behind the net. Lions throw it up the wall. Ruther pinching in. Keeps it in. She goes for a line change. Keeping it in at the far side for the Olympians is Prefontaine. Puck's bouncing around in the swamp. Prefontaine picks it up again. Throws it on net. Jovi gets a glove on it. Jovi Wozni gets a glove on it. Play continues. Olympians pick it up in the high slot area. Nolgren. Cross ice pass for Durant. She can't handle it. Puck gets thrown back behind the net. 50-50 puck in the corner. The Lions are able to pick it up. They bring it outside the red line. Hal Penny can't get it in deep. Bensey on the forecheck. Puck is stuck at the blue line. Bensey is able to eventually get it in. Fraser for the Olympians goes cross ice. Nolgren can't pick up that neutral zone pass. Minkus on the model. Breyer in out there as well for the Lions. Lions back with the puck. That's Gluck. Headman pass to Bensey. Bensey to Minkus. Minkus across the blue line. She's stopped by Fraser. Fraser looks to wheel. Fraser stepping out for the Olympians. Cross the red, cross the blue. Puck on net, saved by Wozni. Conrad throws it around the boards behind the net. Can't pick it up is Breyer. Back behind the net. Conrad rims it around again to Breyer. Minkus in there for support. Keeping it in at the blue line is Fraser. Lions eventually are able to pick it up. They get it in deep, down in the corner to the right of the Olympian net. Cross ice pass here for Kibbins. Cassidy Kibbins, 1-on-4 with some hard back pressure, unable to get a shot on net. Breyer steps over the red line, puts it in. She's going to go for a change, as do her line mates. Minkus, the F1 on the forecheck. Back behind the net is Baldwin for the Olympians. She's looking, spinning back. Good patience back there by Baldwin. Head up play. Good first pass. Goes for naught. Lions go D to D. Up to the red line. Warnick for the Olympians with it inside the swamp. She's able to get it out. Pass for Ruther. Intercepted. Now on the attack for the Lions is Halpenny. Quick shot on net. That's over the net. Puck ricochets around the wall. Keeping it in at the blue line are the Lions. Halpenny battling in the corner. Back behind the net again is Baldwin for the Olympians. Breakout pass for Ruther. Bump pass. Turnover in the neutral, in the high slot area. Baldwin again with it. She flips it out to center ice. We're approaching midway point of the first period. We haven't had a whistle yet.
No, we sure haven't, but it's a great start. Teams are feeling each other out.
Puck in the corner. Olympians look for a breakout pass up to the winger on the half wall. She flips it out to the red line. Lions can't get it deep. Olympians flip it in. They go for another line change. Back for it for the Lions is Red Sky. Big stretch pass to Chloe Minkus. She's free. Down the right side. Shot on net. Great save. Olympia, that's the first grade A scoring chance from either team. Chloe Minkus, third leading scorer on the Glenlawn Lions. Able to get a clean shot away on net, but the Olympian tender was able to thwart any potential scoring opportunity. Puck's now back in the Lions' end. They cycle it back in the corner. Nolgren does. Puck comes up the half wall, keeping it into the blue line. Olympians dragging to the middle. Quick flip on net is from Fraser's stick. That goes wide. Back in the corner is Nolgren. She looks to cycle it down low. There's a centering pass. Duran can't get a full blade on it. Puck's thrown on net by the other Fraser. Two Frasers out there on defense. Puck bounces free off the post. Wozni doesn't know where it is. Puck is loose in the crease. Referee still sees it, therefore no whistle. Lions are able to come up with it. They try to flip it out the zone. They aren't able to get it out. That's Tylee Fraser who pumps it back in behind the net. Claire Fraser and Tylee Fraser, a couple sisters out there on the blue line for the Olympians. And here we got it, our first whistle of the game as the puck goes out of play.
Well, for those of you watching today on LRSD TV, you're seeing a fine match. Both goaltenders are dialed in, making some big stops there. I think we even had a double post a little bit earlier. Celeste Pelletier standing here very tall for CJS. Jovi Wozni doing the same. They played against each other for years, and this will be a matchup to watch all series long.
Kibbins wins the draw, back to the blue line. We waited almost 8 minutes for our first whistle, and it took about 0.8 seconds for the second whistle.
For those that know the Glenlawn lineup, they're missing a few key players that are off at the AAA level, Eastman versus the Winnipeg Avros in the playoffs, but don't discount the fact that their top players are going to be on the ice a lot more tonight because of it.
Warnick with it, lead pass to Kibbins. She bumps it up for her sister. That puck goes back behind the net. On the wall for it, for the Lions, is Antunes. She's battling for it. Halpenny comes up with it. She brings it outside the blue line. Warnick with it. She puts it in deep. That's Michaela Warnick. Kibbins picks it up, stepping in. She looks to go short side shelf, little high. Puck rattles around the corner. Puck comes out to the red line. Baldwin with it for the Olympians. She's stick checked. Back on retrieval. She turns to her left, steps to her right, wheeling through the neutral zone across the blue line. Still has it. Stick check. Finds a bouncing puck, but Minkus picks it up for the Lions. She wheels from behind her net across the goal line, looking for some open ice. Takes the stick, bangs it forward. Prefontaine's able to get a handle on it. She sends it out. Puck's back in the Jeanne-Sauve end. McCabe with it, looking patiently. Minkus gets a stick on it, bangs it in deep. Back behind her net is Tellier Lalonde. Pass up to the winger. Over the blue line, turns it over. Halpenny with it. 1-on-2, 1-on-3 with back pressure. Looking for an opportunity, centering past the Price. She can't find it. Breyer finds it. Backhand stop towards the net. Ends up in the corner. Now the puck swings around to the opposite side. Olympians are able to grab it. They send it out of the zone a little too hard, and that's going to go for icing.
Very typical of a playoff final game right now. Both teams feeling each other out. A lot of skating through the neutral zone. Not a ton of traffic getting to the net yet. Very good game here so far. Those that are in the stands, which there are many of tonight, are very entertained so far.
Puck's down, quick save there by Pelletier. In the corner battling for it is Tellier Lalonde. She's able to pick it up, steps out behind the net. Breakout pass to the winger, gets turned over on the next pass. Lions send it back into the corner. Prefontaine on it, bumps it past the Lions forecheck. Ruther's able to pick it up for the Olympians. Puck's turned over at the blue line. Lions look to counter, but it's a 1-on-3. Durand with the back pressure. Delayed call on the play. I believe it's going to go to Durand.
Yep. That's an interpretive call for the referee. They're not in a, that's a tough spot for the referee to be in, especially when you're talking about a high school championship series. But you cannot impede the progress of that winger, and therefore Miss Durand is going to have to sit for 2 minutes.
There's also a 1-on-3 situation. The back pressures who took the penalty. Durand took the penalty with a little bit of back pressure. She had support with both defensemen back there as well. Puck comes back to Westendorf. She goes partner, cross ice. They get a shot on net. That was Conrad with it, putting the puck towards the net. Comes back to Westendorf. She puts it down on the half wall for Breyer. Lions unable to set up the power play. They do center it, top of the crease. Minkus can't get a stick on it. Puck comes back to the blue line. They throw it towards the net, but the Olympians are able to pick it up and rim it around the boards, send it to length. 1:30 left here in the power play. Shots are 6-4 in favor of the Olympians. I think the best scoring opportunity probably went to the Lions. But either way, Lions pick it up again. That's Breyer. She puts it in deep. Back behind the net for it. Olympians high and hard. Get it back all the way down the ice. Back for it to pick it up for the Lions is Williams. She throws it cross ice to Bensey. That puck goes for naught. Warnick is able to pick it up and pump it right back in. 52 seconds left in the power play. Puck all the way back. Warnick once again throws it down the ice. That's Michaela Warnick. Sister to Brooklyn. Couple Warnicks, couple Frasers. Couple sister pairings on the Olympians. Olympians hard on the forecheck as part of their PK. Lions are able to get it out to center ice, however. Baldwin picks it up and calmly sends it the length of the ice once again.
Minkus would like to be out there right now as she's on the #1 unit for Glenlawn. She just steps onto the ice here. I bet they would like to have gotten her out there with a little bit more time in this power play.
Speaking of the power play, 1 second left and teams are back to even strength. Lions go cross ice. Price gets a stick on it, can't handle it, pokes it forward. Halpenny on the forecheck. Fraser to Nolgren. Nolgren looks for Durand. Durand can't find it. Puck finds its way deep into the corner. Halpenny with it for the Lions. She goes partner behind to Conrad. Conrad looks for a stretch pass. That hits a skate. Olympians pick it up. That hits another skate. Bounces towards the net. Puck is loose in the crease. But Jovi Wozni is able to find it and get a hold.
Glenlawn was a little unsuccessful on the power play there. CJS very tactical on the PK, able to dump that puck down about 4 or 5 times, nullifying that power play opportunity. Lots of game left here, and if Glenlawn gets another chance on their power play, maybe they'll try to set something up a little bit more and make it work.
Face off deep to the left of Wozni. Lions are able to find it. Breyer with it. She tries a bank pass, which goes the length of the ice. Nobody was able to get a stick on that. So once again, we'll reset to the left of Wozni, deep inside the Glenlawn Lions zone.
Wozny's been called upon quite a bit this year. Third-year player, won the top goalie 2 years in a row in this league.
Cadence Kibbins wins the drawback. Baldwin looks to get it on net quickly. That's blocked by Breyer. Nolgren looking to throw it on net. Bounces around. Back in the corner. Back forward on the lines is Gluck. Gluck on her backhand. Pounds it up the wall to Price. Price looks to bank it outside the zone. Kept in neatly by Kibbins. Back for it once again is Gluck on her forehand this time. Looks to go center. Turned over in the high zone. Kibbins picks it up. She gets a quick shot on net. Cassidy Kibbins was able to find it. But Wozni is able to thwart any potential scoring opportunity. Olympians put it back deep in behind the Lions net. 1 minute to play here in the first period. Puck's trapped on the half wall. gets banged out to center ice. One-on-one battle at the red line. Lions find it, and that's out of play.
Rick, would you say this is a fairly typical period in a championship setting like this?
Yeah, it looks like they're playing with a little bit of nerve so far. A lot of pressure, not a lot of pressure, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're going to feel the pressure, right?
Absolutely.
Knowing it's a long series, though,
Yeah.
it should be about a period and a bit, and they'll start to find their legs. They'll start to find their way, and I think both teams will settle down a little bit. Puck inside the Olympian zone, gets knocked out close to the red line. A little bit of a tennis match there on the half wall. Minkus puts Ruther in the boards with a little buddy bump. No harm, no foul. Frazier picks it up. Claire Frazier looking, holding. Stretch pass here to Ruther. Off her stick. Minkus has it now for the Lions. Brings it back inside her own zone. Passes cross ice to Antunes. Minkus comes up with it again. She loses it, however. Olympians throw it outside the zone, but trying to keep it in, but unable to do so was Red Sky.
3.8 seconds left before they bring out the Zamboni and end the period here. Not an important face-off, but still one that can have a small victory for Glenlawn as they take that final face-off.
They win it, and both teams are happy just to let the clock run out. So at the end of the first period, shots are 9-4 in favor of the Jeanne-Sauve Olympians. Score, the important numbers on the board, the score is 0-0.
Yeah, as we alluded to a couple of minutes earlier in the broadcast, both teams seem to be feeling each other out right now. Both teams showing a little bit of confidence in their goaltending, so they're probably going to take a few more risks as they do get a little bit more comfortable. You might see a few more dump and changes. Right now, Glenlawn looks to have a little bit of a lighter bench as far as personnel-wise, so CJS might be able to roll their lines and tire Glenlawn out. But at the same time, Chloe Minkus, the captain for Glenlawn, seems to be going out almost every second shift right now, and that's important for Glenlawn. They need those impact players to be on the ice as much as possible if they're going to win this game.
Yeah, and you made reference to it earlier, Red. A handful of players that are missing.
She can't just
from
be hovering here.
Glenlawn's
She's
side.
got to go hard.
Glenlawn
She's
is
got to
missing
take her
some of the
space
league's top
away, and
players.
this girl
in,
rotates up here.
Delaney
Okay,
Rigaud and
this is
Veda
very,
Rigaud.
very
They're also
finally
missing Leah
in our
Clausen on
neutral
the back
zone,
end.
right?
In reference to Veda and Delaney, each of which with over 40 points in the regular season, combined with Chloe Minkus, those three players alone made up for 55% of the Glenlawn team points throughout the regular season. So, like you say, Glenlawn wants to stay on top of this game offensively. Chloe Minkus is going to need to drive the bus.
Yeah, it's going to be up to her. And when you're in grade 12 and you're wearing the C on your jersey, that's not a tall task, but that's probably one that she takes head on and relishes that opportunity to kind of be the go-to girl here.
I think if my understanding is correct, Glenlawn can expect at least some of those players back for Thursday's game too.
There would be an opportunity. A lot of times it depends on whether or not they get the releases from their club teams to make it to these opportunities. But when it's a championship, you hope that the good prevails.
Gotcha. Okay, face-off. Here we go. Period number 2. Lions pick it up. Lions moving from your broadcast right to left for the second period. Minkus is able to grab it. She flips it in deep, puts on a hard F1 forecheck. Baldwin takes a bump there from Minkus. I quickly looked to see if the official's arm was going to go up on that play, but it did not.
The hands were down when she made the contact. That might have saved her there.
Olympians unable to get it out, diving to keep it in as Breyer, though the Olympians pick it up and send it the length. Back in her own zone. Was the Lions D-man. She's able to send it down the ice. Minkus tips it in back behind the net. Baldwin for the Olympians. Great off-look pass to the winger, hitting Durand up the middle. She steps across the Lions blue line, sends a shot on Wozni, who turns it aside. Prefontaine stepping in across the blue line, unable to get a puck through on net. Lions pick it up. Williams can't get it by the pinching Prefontaine, who sends it back deep inside the Lions' end. Lions on a long second period line change. Puck comes right out front. Kibbins throws it on net. Wozni able to smother it. Wozni stepping outside her crease with a good goalie angle puts a stop to that scoring chance.
You're starting to see the CJS players, their veteran players, stand out. One right now that's kind of sticking out a little bit to me, Peyton Duran, playing 4 years in high school hockey. She's really asserting herself in the second period already.
Puck deep in the Lions' end. Olympians banging around behind the net. That's Cadence Kibbins with it now, battling hard in the corner. Lions putting pressure. Now Cassidy Kibbins comes up with it. Sisters out there, line mates. Puck comes back to the blue line. Prefontaine steps in, quick snapshot. Though it might have gone wide, Jovi Wozni able to get a glove on it, and we have a face-off to her left.
Prefontaine playing hockey since the age of 2 and is also a certified level 1 electrician. Bit of an electric shot from the point there, maybe deflected into the pads for Wozni, but you know Prefontaine is dialed in when she's getting those shots through from the point.
McCabe wins the draw. Olympians throw it back to the defense. They pump it back into the corner. Lions are able to pick it up. Ruther turns it over off of the stick of Minkus. Conrad looks for a outlet pass to the winger. Breyer's not able to pick it up. Ruther on the forecheck, throws it towards the net, goes nowhere. Conrad pushing the blue line, can't get the puck out. Minkus picks it up. She throws it out to the neutral zone. Frazier to Frazier. Back to Frazier. Minkus flips it up the wall. Breyer hard on it. Frazier backhand pass up the short wall. Minkus forecheck, backhand throws it out front. Breyer, quick shot, scores. Chloe Minkus was hard on the forecheck. Threw a backhand pass out front.
CJS controlled the play for the better half of that shift. It just happened to creep into the Glenlawn zone, and again, we talked about it earlier. You might not be able to deny the captain right now. She did a lot of good things there, a lot of hard work to get that puck in, right into the slot for Breyer, and Breyer absolutely roofed it.
She found the quiet ice, Minkus found the stick, and the Lions find themselves with a 1-goal lead. 12:31 to go in the second period, not quite halfway in this Game 1 contest. LaFlèche picks it up, Jewel LaFlèche over the blue line. Throws it in back behind the net. Duran for the Olympians picks it up, throws it back behind the net. LaFlèche centers it, comes back to LaFlèche off the post, and they score. A quick answer by the Olympians just after Breyer had given the Lions the 1-0 lead. Literally seconds later, the Olympians were able to get the puck in deep. Jewel LaFlèche started that rush, threw it in behind the net. The puck found her again on the side of the net. Her initial shot got by Wozni, hit the far post, sat there, but then she got her second opportunity and she made no mistake.
LaFlèche known for her hockey and golf career, a little bit of a chip shot over Wozni, and we have a tie game.
Kibbins picks it up for the Olympians, gets it back in deep. Wozni decides not to go back for it, comes all the way around to her left. Minkus flips it up the wall. Breyer with it. She banks it down the wall, hard on the forecheck for the Lions. They are able to grab it. Minkus going hard in the net, throws a stick on Pelche. Olympians not too fond of that pressure. Offer a secondary pushback on Minkus. No call on the play.
Pelche had the angle, had the puck covered. Minkus doing what Minkus does. Her father played the same way in junior hockey, and that's kind of what needs to be done in these kind of games.
That was DeCrane who was able to pick up that bump pass and get the puck on net. Down low, Prefontaine throws it off the wall. Good bounce for the Olympians as they break out 2-on-1. Kibbins looks to go cross ice to her sister, can't do so. Lions come back up with it. Minkus gains the red line, puts it in. Gabby Westendorf on the forecheck, can't come up with it. Prefontaine for the Olympians, bangs it up the wall. Cassidy Kibbins with it. She flips it up to her sister. It's turned over in the neutral zone. Conrad steps over the Glen. A little bit of a high stick there by Conrad to the facial area of Prefontaine. Goes unnoticed. We play on. Puck's thrown out to the high slot. Williams throws it back into the corner. Tellier Lalonde around behind the net to Bale. Puck stuck in the corner wall. McCabe sends it cross ice to Kibbins. Cassidy Kibbins flips it in wide of the net, no icing. She did gain the red line. McCabe picks it up first, throws it out front. Unable to pick it up was Ruther. So the Lions grab it, gain the red line. Ruther hard on the back pressure, saws that attempt off. McCabe's able to get it back in deep for the Olympians. McCabe on it, Lions grab it, bang it up the wall. Antunes throws it through the middle of the ice. Ruther comes up with it, tries a shot from the high slot. That's blocked by DeCrane. With it now for the Lions was Williams. Can't get it out. Puck's back in the corner. Dempf with it for the Lions. Throws it up the wall. Puck stuck on the wall. Sorry, that's Dent, not Dempf. Durant picks it up, looks to go cross zone pass. Misses Nolgren, but she does end up with it. Nolgren, little toe drag, quick shot on net. Wide of the net, caught a little piece of the mesh on the backside. Williams stepping up from the blue line, looking to get puck in deep, can't do so. Conrad back for it for the Lions. She goes back behind her net, turns, spins. 2 on the pressure for the Olympians. Conrad finds herself stuck behind the net. Hal Penny with it now. Able to get it outside the blue line, still with it. Looks to get it in deep, can't do so. Nolgren picks it up for the Olympians. Kierland Nolgren with a shot on net. Probably didn't get all of it. Wozni able to turn it aside. Olympians pick it up. LaFlèche throws it out front. That goes for naught. Baldwin with it. Defenseman back in the corner. Sends it behind the net. LaFlèche unable to corral it. Chipping it outside the zone was Conrad. A few times now, Red, I've seen the Glenlawn Lions. Oh, we got a turnover right now. Kibbins, Johnny on the spot. Wozni able to thwart any grade A chances there. Sorry, I was going to make reference to the defense of the Lions jumping up in the play and offering hard forecheck actually on pucks chipped outside the zone.
Absolutely, a little bit of a bend but don't break philosophy as well. High risk, high reward. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it could end up in your net.
Speaking of high risk, there's an example, prime example, as Kibbins for the Olympians was able to break in down the left side and get a shot on Wozni. 8 minutes to go here in the second period. Shots are 19-6 in favor of the Olympians. Prefontaine tries to throw one towards the net. Bounces into the corner. Breyer chips it out. Price able to get a stick on it. Icing's waved off. Official number 107 says so. Puck back behind the net. Prefontaine throws it around to the half wall. Gluck for the Lions keeps it in. Price tries to put it behind the net. Gets stopped by Prefontaine. Bale looking for a centering pass to Ruther. Turned over again, but second chance. Prefontaine's able to get it out. Gluck. Headman pass here to Halpenny. Unfortunately hits the aforementioned liney number 107 and draws the Lions offside.
Nev Halpenny playing in her first year, a speedy center. Reminds me of a younger Minkus, actually. I could see her having a nice 3 or 4 year career here for the Glenlawn Lions. Playing very well so far tonight.
Halpenny wins that draw. Nolgren for the Olympians picks it up, banks it off the wall. And Toombs cannot get a handle of it. Comes back to her. Frazier stepping up. Tylee Frazier, D-man for the Olympians, carries it in the zone. Puck's bouncing around in the high slot. Comes right to Nolgren. She looks for a pass cross crease. Durant ain't able to get a stick on it. Wozni gets a glove on it. Face off to her right.
At this stage of the game, you're starting to see Glenlawn, that physical game that they're playing, maybe take a little bit of toll on their legs. CJS passing around a little bit more. That'll be an interesting storyline to follow for the next period and a half.
Glenlawn playing with 13 skaters today. Puck's in the corner, LaFlèche with it. Goal scorer for the Olympians. Throws it out front, can't find a stick. That puck did come out. Delayed offside, waved off as the Lions pull it out. Stubbs shoots it in deep. Back for it there is Claire Fraser. Throws it up the wall. Nolgren gets a stick on it. Can't get it out. Stubbs on it for the Lions. Passes over to Bensey. She's stripped of it. Puck gets sent out to the neutral zone. And Toombs. Cross ice. Warnick for the Olympians. Brooklyn Warnick picks it up, throws it in deep. Brooklyn Warnick, grade 12. Older sister of defenseman Michaela Warnick. Kivens with it behind the net for the Olympians. There's Brooklyn Warnick again, throws it back behind the net. No support. Lions pick it up. They turn it over. Kivens grabs it again for the Olympians. Cassidy Kivens taken down, and we have a delayed penalty on what looks like number 19 from the Glenlawn Lions, Adriana Conrad.
End of the shift, a lot of pressure. They expected to get that puck out, and when it didn't, it ended up coming back down, made it a little bit tough, and sometimes you got to take those penalties in order to negate the play there. Ends up, do we have a bit of a double here? I'm not sure if maybe we had a little something extra after the whistle. Didn't really get a call from the official here to understand what was happening, but
I saw the official make signals to the timer. One side had tripping, the other side had hooking.
interesting.
So coincidental penalties, tripping and hooking.
Minkus has been off for a couple of minutes here. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be 5-on-5. Thought we were going to 4-on-4 here. And I would like to have seen what Minkus could do in a little bit of open ice, but we're going back to 5-on-5 play. It's going to even out a little bit. 5 minutes left here. Glenlawn bending, not breaking, but the longer they stay in this game, the tougher those one shots get for someone like Celeste Pelche. You hope that she stands her ground.
Puck gets thrown out into the neutral zone. Baldwin back for it. Sends it up the wall. Glenlawn pinching, can't come up with it. We have a 3-on-1 rush, a little bit of back pressure. Pass for Bale, gets intercepted. Comes back to Warnick. Michaela Warnick with a snapshot towards the net, gets knocked down by the Lions. Baldwin with it now. Brooklyn Baldwin, nice cross-ice pass to Ruther. She's able to get a shot on net, but the Lions gather it up and send it 3/4 of the way back down into the Olympians' end. Baldwin back for it. Sage Baldwin, grade 12 veteran defenseman out there for the Olympians. Delayed penalty on the play, and the Lions will, this time, be forced to play on the power play a man short.
A little bit of a tough call on Breyer, but anytime that you impede the player from getting their lane, taking the feet out from under her, obviously it was a bit of incidental contact, but at the same time, a penalty is a penalty.
As Paul Edmonds might say, it's against the rules.
Against the rules.
Can't do that.
That's right.
Face-off comes to Durand, steps over the ringette line, lets a nice hard wrist shot go high up into the chest area of Jovi Wozni.
21 shots with about 4 minutes and 41 seconds left in the second. Jovi Wozny's earning her paycheck today.
I believe that paycheck has the same number of zeros on it as ours does.
Absolutely.
Olympians back with it at the red line. Durand stepping across the blue line. Toe drags to the middle on her backhand. Olympians set up the power play. Prefontaine hard wristed towards the net. I think it hit Durand. Lions are able to gather it and send it the length of the ice.
I think it's a wise move right now by the Glenlawn team to have Minkus resting during this PK. Gives her that chance to be out with 2 minutes left. We know we're talking quite a bit about her right now, but she's kind of that impact player that's stepping up for Glenlawn to this point.
I would never second guess the coaching intelligence of Mr. Brad Netriduke.
Absolutely.
Another quick shot on net. Wozni grabs it. Secondary chance there for the Olympians. Durand was able to get a stick on it. Took a shot to the back. But Wozni grabs it. And we have a face-off. It looks like it's going to be to her right.
McCabe and Durant have been a bit of a thorn in the side of Glenlawn right now. That's a line that if I was to pick somebody to maybe break through on this 1-1 score, it could be that line for CJS.
Lions win the penalty kill draw. They try to get it out, aren't able to do so. Baldwin down to the half wall to Bale. Bale into the corner. Puck comes back to Baldwin at the blue line. Drags it to the top. Quarterbacks from the point. Again, back to Baldwin. Good pass by Bale. Good patience. Over to Warnick. Michaela Warnick. Quick shot on net. Might have gone high and wide. Wozni able to get a glove on it. A couple hard shots towards the net this period here for Michaela Warnick.
There's definitely some opportunities presenting themselves. Coach Rick, when you see those players holding on that puck, if they have an open lane to the net, they should be taking that, should they not? Maybe drawing in a player, then dishing it off for the shot?
When it comes cross ice on the power play like that, for sure, simply because you're trying to catch the goalie slow in their movements, which is hard to do with Wozni. If I got an open lane with a goalie set, I'd actually prefer to wait for a little bit of traffic. I'm yelling at the forwards down low to go create some traffic in front of the net. 23 seconds left in the power play. Warnick again tries a shot from the half wall, like you mentioned, Red. Baldwin back forward, takes a look at the scoreboard, sees 14 seconds, decides to wheel with it. Saw it off at the blue line. 107's hands in the air again. Offside on the Olympians with 7 seconds left to go in the penalty.
25-6 are your shots here with 2 minutes, 53 seconds left in the second period. Not sure if you classify that as a goaltending duel, but it's a 1-1 game to this point.
Olympians grab it, Fraser to Fraser, up to Warnick. Brooklyn Warnick puts it in deep behind the net. Lions rim it back around, able to gather it are the Olympians. Fraser puts a puck on net on the ice. That was Tylee Fraser throwing a puck on the ice, got through some wickets, made its way to Wozni, comes back to Fraser, throws it towards the net, shot blocked there by the Lions. Picking it up for them is Westendorf. Pardon me, Bensey. She's unable to get it in deep enough to create a forecheck. Fraser falls, not a soul in sight. Some fans thought maybe it was a trip. Warnick with it now, Brooklyn Warnick flips it high. Not much unlike Tyrone's high flip. This one goes for naught, no team roll there. McCabe with it on the wall here in the neutral zone. Price battling with it. Minkus is able to pick it up. Haven't had a chance to say her name in a while. You did make reference to her having a rest. She's showing her energy right now, back behind the net. Hard on the forecheck, 1-on-5, waiting for some support. Drops it for Conrad. Conrad throws it deep behind the net. Prefontaine picks it up to Bale. Nice little bump pass to McCabe. Beautiful breakout. Nice job, Olympians. Textbook. Puck's in deep. A little bit of an inadvertent high stick there by Ruther. Official doesn't put his hand in the air and we play on. Nolgren picks it up, had an open body cross ice, wasn't able to gather it. Minkus thinks she has some open ice, loses it, thinks better of it, puts it in on net, goes for a line change. Baldwin back behind the net, flips it knee high to the half wall. Olympians are able to bang it out. Nolgren with it now, Bale looking to join the rush, 2-on-1. Nolgren throws it on net, bounces around in front of the crease area. Conrad, D-man for the Lions, reading the rush, 3-on-1, looking, shooting far pad. No support able to grab it. Lions went for a long second period line change. Nolgren picked it up, had a potential 2-on-0 breakaway, unable to grab it. Jewel of Flesh throws it out front, goes all the way back to Michaela Warnick. Warnick throws it on net, high tip by Nolgren, blocked in front, Baldwin. Over again to Warnick. Smart heads up play there by Baldwin. Warnick throws it back on net. Puck's bouncing around in traffic. Off the wall, Nolgren with it. Stick check. Potential breakaway here. If Antunes can get on a horse, but little to my awareness, that's the end of the second period. A little too late there.
This is a very interesting game here, folks, for those of you that are watching on LRSD TV. Right now, Wozni and Net is putting in a bit of a hella bucky, and if that's the term, performance right now, keeping her team in the game while they get whatever rest they can. This break in between the second and third is going to be so good for them.
You made reference to hella bucky. It's a good reference because you know what? Of these 25 saves, most of them, she looks like she's set, solid, and taking it right in the chest or in the glove. The lone goal the Olympians were able to get, she found her way, or she lost her way. She was scrambling out for a loose puck. She caught herself at the top of the crease. She was lying down. I don't know if that's the word out on Wozni, but it might be something Jeanne-Sauve coaching staff might discuss here at the intermission.
Yeah, a little traffic to the net probably would bode well for CJS at this point. Right now, Wozny's instilling confidence in her team. When she's making those saves like that, her team knows that they've got something back there. They can take that extra risk, and with only 8 shots on goal, it might be the 9th or 10th only of the game, but that could be the difference in this hockey game.
So at the end of the second period here, as we wait for the examiner to come out and clean, we're going to take a break, but before we do so, I want to say thank you to the students and staff of Riel Arts and Tech Center, and specifically the crew of Riel School Division TV, LRSDTV, for their efforts here tonight as we bring you this live streaming action of a Manitoba Women's High School Hockey Division I Provincial Championship. Welcome back, everybody. The teams are starting to make their way back out onto the ice surface.
CJS has already taken the ice. Glenlawn is not quite on the ice yet, which stands to reason with the shorter bench. They're trying to get every ounce of rest they can before coming out firing and hard for this third period.
For those of you that aren't aware, high school hockey is 2 15s and a 20. First period flew by. We went almost 8 minutes without a whistle. Probably got a little bit of time in our back pocket, but this third period here a little bit longer, 20 minutes in length.
Who stood out for you for CJS maybe in the opening couple of periods? Anybody stand out for you?
Actually, you know what, Red? You know who I was quite impressed with was defenseman number 3. That's Sage Baldwin. I found I was saying her name quite frequently. I saw her pause and off look on a couple of breakout passes. She looks to me to be quite confident and patient with the puck.
Yeah, very much, you know, almost Morrissey-like on the power play, moving the puck around, finding some of those open lanes. Very good skater, which is no surprise. She's committed to the University of Moncton for soccer next year. She was on the team and won the championship in her grade 9 and maintains a part-time job at Earls. You have a student athlete, got a scholarship, multi-sport athlete that still can hold down a job. That's a wonderful young lady, and
sounds like captain type material, and you'll notice she is wearing a letter.
Absolutely.
So here we go. Period number 3 set to get underway here. Puck is down. Minkus wins it. Back to the point. Unable to gain the red line is Williams. Puck squirts free to Minkus. She goes cross ice. Conrad with it. She throws it in deep. Pelche behind the net to stop it for Frazier. Her pass gets knocked down. Puck comes to the high slot. Lyons looking for Minkus. Can't get it to her. Williams shoots it back in. Puck hits a skate. Bounces on Pelche. Minkus on that loose puck, unable to find it and flip it over. Olympians pick it up, can't get it out. Williams throws it back in. Clean ice, fast puck. Should favor the smooth skaters. Durand steps over the blue line, kind of blindly throws a backhand pass to the middle. That gets turned over. Here's Sage Baldwin, I was referencing earlier, with the puck. Head up ice. Soft little headman pass to Durand. She gains the blue line, dumps it in. Lions back behind their net. That's Westendorf holding on to it. Olympians turn it over on a forecheck. Westendorf goes back for it. Turns to her left, backhand up the wall. And Toons trying to bump it ahead to Hallpenny. Can't do so. Warnick is able to flip it on net. We get a whistle about 1:15 into the third period.
Almost a dream start for Glenlawn, as there was a little bit of a tough time corralling the puck for Pelche. Minkus, their captain, right in front with a chance, and she threw the leg out for a great save to start the action off here in the third period.
Kibbins in on the draw for the Olympians. Comes back to Warnick. Warnick across to Baldwin, back to Warnick. Warnick, hard shot on net, wide by a few feet. Baldwin pinching, keeps it in, backhands it behind the net. Gluck with it for the Lions. She throws it to the opposite corner. Bensey pumps up the wall. Baldwin keeps it in again. Brooklyn Warnick on the forecheck. Hallpenny's able to retrieve it. Pass to Antunes. Antunes takes a look, carries it, gains the blue, gets to the red, turns it over Prefontaine. A little prematurely, pumps it all the way down the ice, and that'll be icing on the Olympians.
This line of Antunes, Halpenny, they're showing me some true promise out here. They probably came into the hockey season thinking they might be in that middle six, kind of forward loop for Glenlawn, now being thrust into that second line role. If there's that special moment to win a game like this in a championship series, it could be from that line.
Puck comes to Conrad. Quick shot on that. Pad save by Pelche. Another pad save. And the Lions are able to bury it.
Well, we've talked about her quite a bit in this broadcast. Chloe Minkus pots a rebound. We talked about it as well, Rick. You mentioned you've got to go to the net right now. This is playoff hockey. It's got to be gritty. The goals aren't going to be pretty all the time. And the captain is not going to be denied here. Chloe Minkus with a huge goal for Glenlawn.
Chloe Minkus has a knack for the net. She knows how to find the open space. Chloe Minkus, a 3-year vet of the Manitoba U18 Women's AAA Hockey League. She will continue her hockey career next year at the University of Niagara, as she's going to play down south in the NCAA division. So she's looking to conclude her high school career on a winning note. Olympians able to pick it up. 2-1, Glenlawn Lions lead here. Ruther sends it down the ice on net. Wozni able to gather it.
Well, if you're Brad Netruduk, Coach Rigaud on the bench right now, that's a dream start to the third period in a championship series like this. The fact that you now have the lead, you're more worried about protection and playing your defensive style than you are having to go get a big goal and come back in this game.
Absolutely, and you know, if we look at the shot clock, quick face-off here. McCabe is able to grab it. The Olympians looking to answer back just like they did on the first Glenlawn goal. Halpenny grabs it. Skating up the ice, down the wall is Bensi. Gains the blue line. Prefontaine stands her up. No call. Somebody's yelling from the stands. Open your eyes, buddy. Must know the ref. McCabe turns it over in the neutral zone. Halpenny gathers it. Steps across the blue line on her forehand. Throws it on net. Peltier gloves it down.
Yeah, Glenlawn seems to have CJS on their heels right now, and it's certainly not what I expected after 2 strong periods of skating for Glenlawn. I thought CJS might have the edge coming into this third period, but that goal obviously tips the scales.
Face off here, Nolgren and Minkus to the right of Peltier. Minkus is able to grab it, puts it back to Gluck. Gluck sends it down the wall. Frazier steps up. Frazier, a little sauce pass to the middle of the ice. Duran's able to grab it. Jewel LaFleche tries to keep it in, came out, delayed offside. Minkus finds some open ice. Crossing through the neutral zone, no offside. Minkus on her forehand, throws it on net. Turned aside by Peltier. Minkus throws it back out front. Caught Peltier off guard, but she's able to get a backhand stab on that loose puck, and we get a whistle. So you're making reference to thinking that CJS would come out on fire. Don't question my math, but shots 29-14. It's roughly 2-1 in favor of the Olympians. If I'm Glenlawn, yes, you want to continue to press, but the shots have been hard to come by. Might want to focus more on the D side of the game. Conrad bumps it in behind the net. Baldwin loses it. Conrad throws it out front. Unable to get a shot away as Price. Puck comes across to the far side. Lions banging it around in the corner there. Olympians pick it up. Clean breakout to Nolgren across the red line. Headman pass here to Durand. She steps in and takes a shot, hard shot on the ice. Almost fooled Wozni. I think Wozni was expecting a high shot up in the chest area. Durand didn't get all of it, but it was on the ice and almost squeaked underneath the pad.
Wozni had her angles covered. Again, it's that calming influence for Glenlawn, allows them to play a little bit riskier at this point.
Kibbins wins the draw back to Baldwin. She looks for a quick shot off the face-off, hits a body. Puck's banging around. A little bit of a tennis match. Able to knock it out for the Lions is Stubbs. Gets it deep. Antunes looks to center it. Blocked by Baldwin. She steps out, flips it up the wall. Kibbins grabs it. Good pinch by Westendorf. She keeps it in, throws it back behind the net. This is where I say the Lions might be best served, keeping the puck low, getting it behind the net, making the Olympians try to carry it 200 feet, and here they are trying to do so. That was Cadence Kibbins on the rush. She's turned aside. Westendorf rips it around the wall. Lions try to get it out, and they do so. Prefontaine unable to keep it in. Lions on a line change. They go D to D. Headman pass to Minkus. Bobbles it, turns it over. Frazier turns back to the neutral zone after seeing one of her teammates go offside. Frazier with a headman pass, no icing, that's tipped. Lions look to send it the length of the ice. Good draw weight there, does not go for icing. Claire Fraser back to pick it up. Red, we talked about Baldwin, Sage Baldwin. I've been quite impressed with Claire Fraser as well. She's a large body D-man, grade 9 student. I like her skating, I like her puck handling. I have a feeling she's going to be a potential AAA ad for any of the city teams next year.
Absolutely, great skater, great edges, and I don't think we've heard the last from her in this series.
Puck's down low, Baldwin, aforementioned Sage Baldwin, D-man down low. Michaela Warnick throws it on net. Jewel LaFleche keeps it in at the blue line, pauses, holds it. She's checked, she's knocked down by Minkus. Minkus gets checked by Nolgren. Little tit for tat body play there. Nolgren steps over the blue line. Puck's back behind the net. Gluck with it for the Lions. She throws it up the wall. Keeping it in is Fraser. Puck does come outside the zone. Michaela Warnick to Nolgren. Nolgren throws it back in behind the net. I believe Kierland Nolgren and Claire Fraser, who we were talking about earlier, both play on the AA U15 VIX team. I've seen them play a couple times this year.
A lot of times your grade 9s can really make the difference in a hockey game because they kind of pick up that bottom end and that youth side of your roster.
A lot of energy. Speaking of Claire Fraser, she has it right now, showing that patience. Rims it around the wall. Durand is able to fight it loose and chip it outside the zone. Olympians are happy to chip it out, but at some point here with 12 minutes and 50 seconds to play, they're going to want to maintain possession and create an attack, not just get it out. Here's an opportunity. Kibbins unable to cut to the middle. Cassidy Kibbins, another grade 9 player here I've made reference to quite frequently. Minkus with it, gaining speed through the neutral zone. That's a tight call by the Liney. My eyes, all 4 of them saw that as being onside, but Liney calls it offside, so faceoff will come outside the zone. 12:30 to play. No line changes on the play, same unit staying out there for each side. Minkus to Crane and Breyer. Minkus wins it back. Kind of a blind cross-ice pass by Conrad. Fortunately not picked off. Williams, D-man stepping up for the Lions, gets the puck in deep. Behind the net's Baldwin, she rims it around the wall. Warnick is upended by Minkus.
CJS bench looking to call a penalty there themselves,
yeah,
but
I think they were claiming a little bit of accidental on purpose. Baldwin with it, rims it around. Conrad keeping it in. Michaela Warnick throws it around the wall to her sister. She goes cross ice to Kibbins. Gains the blue line, loses possession. Williams grabs it for the Lions. She throws it up to Breyer. Breyer looks to get it to DeCrane, turns it over. Prefontaine, defense. Oh, sends a long shot from the blue line. That caught Wozni high in the neck area. She wasn't able to find it. Another shot high and long. That's knocked down in the high slot. Tellier Lalonde throwing another long shot on net for the Olympians. Wozni sees that one clearly and is able to cover it up.
we're starting to see CJS wake up a little bit. I feel like their game is starting to come back. I see a little more confidence. As you alluded to earlier, they're not quite in the Glenlawn zone with a lot of possession, but we're seeing a lot more shots on net, which is leading to traffic and rebounds. And as we said earlier, that's kind of going to be the key to their game if they're going to score a big goal here.
Nolgren gets it back to Fraser. Claire Fraser with a quick shot on net. Nolgren finds it, gets it back over to her D. Lions just happy and content to flip it out. Icing on the play. Puck barely made it across, but again, got to give credit to Claire Fraser. She was hard on it on the back pressure there, so no question of effort. 33-16 the shots here. 11 minutes to go in the third period. Gluck unable to come up with it. She's able to finally find it. Bensey grabs it, steps over the blue line. Rubbed out by Durand. Frazier, stick check, strong D. Sister Tylee, grade 12 Frazier, whips it up the wall. It's kind of a neat scenario where a grade 12 and a grade 9 sibling can play together. I bet you the parents enjoyed the season getting to see both players play at the same time.
Makes it a little bit easier.
Puck's thrown out front. Potential scoring opportunity there. Nobody can get a stick on it for the Lions. Pelche is able to freeze it.
The old adage in hockey, will before skill, or will can beat skill. I think that that's what we're seeing here, and that's not to take away from Glenlawn, not to say that they don't have a high level of skill here. These girls are working very hard, but their will and determination right now is what's giving them that 2-1 lead over maybe the higher skilled CJS lineup.
Absolutely, and there's Minkus back out there again. She wins the draw. A little bit of a luxury sometimes as it, oh my goodness. There's a number of people, that was an accidental collision between Minkus and a linesman. So Minkus seems to be fine. She picks it up in the neutral zone, gains the blue line, long shot. Good stick there on defense by Ruther, deflects out of play.
9 minutes, 56 seconds left in the third period of game 1 of the Manitoba High School Female Hockey Championships. Glenlawn versus College Jeanne-Sauve. We have exactly what we thought. A very tight scoring, hard, fast-paced checking game.
Williams pinching for the Lions, pounds it back into the corner. Prefontaine on her backhand. Whips it around the wall. Williams on her backhand. She shoots it back in. Claire Frazier for it, for the Olympians. Up the wall to Kibbins. Head down, gets pinched off and sawed off by Williams at the blue line. Good stand-up D. Back to Halpenny, a little half slapper towards the net. Pelche's able to gather it. Price unable to get a stick on that.
The Glenlawn Lions are the hungrier team right now. And that younger line of Halpenny and Price, they're firing right now. And if they score a big goal, that could be the game.
Halpenny wins it halfway, but the Olympians are able to pick it up. Price for the Lions looks to go back to the D. Kibbins picks it up for the Olympians on a turnover. Backhand shot, saved by Wozni. Kibbins looked to center, back to Baldwin. Michaela Warnick, another shot from the blue line, saved by Wozni. Behind the net, good stutter by the D. Bensi with it, gloves it to herself, and then Soccer kicks it out to the red line. Bensi moved it 30 feet, not once touching it with her stick. Back on retrieval is Westendorf. She spins free of the forechecker. The Flesh. Puck bounces to the high slot. Nolgren grabs it. Off her stick, Baldwin back down to LaFleche. Westendorf behind the net. Rims it off her forehand around to the wall. Comes right out front. Durand, quick shot on net, saved by Wozni.
Wozni has those angles. You alluded to that earlier, Rick. The calming influence that she is right now certainly makes the Glenlawn concept of defense in their zone a little bit easier.
Yeah, if I'm a Lions player, forward or defense, when I see her not having a scramble to make saves, like you say, it's very common. Back behind the net is Conrad. She turns back. It's her winger, Minkus, hard on the forecheck in the neutral zone. Nolgren picks it up over the blue line, quick shot on net. That might have been the first occasion where I saw Wozni sliding out of position, but even while doing so, she's able to track the puck into her glove, gets a quick whistle. Shots are officially, using my golfer's math, 2-1. I made reference to it earlier. My math is not my best, but shots are 36-18, and I can quickly figure that out because 18 holes times 2 is 36. Two rounds. Two rounds above. Claire Frazier back to pick it up for the Olympians. Behind the net. Saw it off on the wall. Throws it back behind the net. Sister throws it up the wall again. She's able to grab it. Tylee throws it out to the far side, gets outside the zone. Conrad, another D-man pinching for the Lions. kind of a throwback, blind throwback to the defense. I tend to tell my D-man, if you're going to pinch up, try not to pass it back to the D. Try to keep it in yourself.
Absolutely, keep it down low.
Yeah, Baldwin across ice to Ruther, stepping over the blue line. Looks for a shot on net, high and wide. Bensi on the wall. Minkus picks it up. Looking for space, gets it to Breyer. Breyer to center ice. Baldwin intercepts it, throws it back in. On the wheel, another D-man for the Lions. Gluck all the way down low in the corner. Hanging high to supporter D is Breyer. Gluck gets back on the point. Breyer unable to keep it in, however, as Kibbins knocks it out. Sister Kibbins grabs it at the blue line, gets it in the zone. They tag up and establish somewhat of a passive forecheck, which allows Westendorf to get it up to Minkus. Minkus across the blue line. Baldwin, Minkus, one-on-one. Minkus, pretty low-risk shot from the perimeter outside on the half wall, and Pelche's able to grab all of them.
The shots for Glenlawn are starting to creep up a little bit. You're starting to see that desperation in the CJS game right now. Positive if you could funnel it towards the Glenlawn net, but it also gives up scoring chances.
Westendorf throws it in low. Claire Frazier with it. Up the wall to Cadence Kibbins. Can't get it out. Minkus grabs it. Kibbins tries to get at it again. Cassidy can't get it out either. It gets thrown back in. Prefontaine with it. Hard cross ice pass. Minkus was looking to intercept that one. It's off a skate. Will not go for icing. All the way down on net. There's a hard pass by Conrad. Frazier to Frazier. With it now is Kibbins. Kibbins to Nolgren. Nolgren, Durant stays onside. Nolgren puts it in behind the net. Back for it's Conrad. Takes a look up the wall. Nobody home. Turns back. She's pressured. Support by Williams. Grabs it. Looks for Bensi. Can't get a stick on it. Prefontaine for the Olympians. Nice stretch pass to Duran. Duran gains the blue. Drops it to Nolgren. Nolgren's checked by Antunes. But the Olympians are able to regain possession. Though the Lions are able to find a way to get it out. With close to 5 minutes to go here in the third period. Baldwin sends it up to Durant. She tries to carry it out. Minkus steals it from her, cutting to the middle. Loses control. Nolgren with it. Cross ice pass to Jewel LaFleche. LaFleche backhand pass to the high slot. Big gap by the Glenlawn defense allows Durant to gain the ringette line and get a grade A scoring chance from just outside the house.
Probably not somebody I would want to give a chance in the high slot like that as one of the grade 12 players from CJS. Peyton Durant, a big, strong, physical player. Heavy softball player as well, going to Lake Region State College next year to be a dual athlete. We have a timeout called here, I believe, by Glenlawn, probably strategically to give them a little bit of a rest here. At this point, if you're the Glenlawn Lions, you have to decide whether you're going to go for offense or dump it in and play a little bit of prevent defense. This is going to be an interesting way to finish this game.
I think we made reference to it a few times now. And I'm curious as to whether Coach Legault and Coach Netraduke are mentioning the fact that D are jumping up in the play. And as you say, yeah, it sounds like a great idea for the first period, second period, generate some offense. But at what point here do we want to potentially turn pucks over? That past example, Peyton Durant was able to walk right into the ringette line. And in the regular season, Peyton Durant led CJS in scoring with 31 points and 27 goals. 31 points, 27 of which were goals. She's a sharp shooter. You can't let her skate in like that point blank. Face off to the right of Wozni. McCabe's able to get a stick on it. That's a funny bounce. Wozni gets a glove on it. Breyer finds it, flips it outside the zone. Baldwin gets a stick on it. McCabe for the Olympians bangs it back in. Gluck, cross ice to Westendorf. Headman past the winger on the Lions there. DeGreen, but the Olympians are able to send it all the way back in. Gluck looks for Minkus, gets turned over. Minkus finds it, flips it out. Michaela Warnick flips it back in. Interesting note, Michaela Warnick and Chloe Minkus are teammates on that aforementioned U18 AAA Interlake Lightning team. Chloe Minkus across the blue line, stopped by her club team member, Warnick. Breyer, Warnick, Minkus. Minkus regroups. Puck possession is going to be key here for the Lions. As much as they possess the puck, less chances for the Olympians to get a scoring opportunity to tie this game. Claire Frazier with speed. Lions making a line change. Bensy in the right spot at the right time gets a stick on it. Frazier started off a rush with a head of steam, had open ice, and then out of the box popped Bensy. Al Penny gains the line. Jewel LaFleche, back pressure. Al Penny driving the net. Good, strong power forward play there. Pelche able to get a stick on it, forward any opportunity. Gluck goes back. Pass out to the wing. Bensy sends it in deep. 3 minutes exactly to go in the third period. Prefontaine with it. Looking, holding, not many options. Not a lot of sticks on the ice for the Olympians. Give her a target. Bale has it. Turned over. And Toombs happy to flip it out. Minkus more than happy to grab it. Minkus driving far post, scores. That could be the dagger.
With 2 minutes and 37 seconds left in period 3, the Glenlawn Lions, dare I say the underdog going into this game, underdog Glenlawn Lions, have now made it a 3-1 score. I don't think we would have predicted this in the beginning, but this is something else right now. 37-22 in shots for CJS. They've given the Lions all they can handle, and yet Glenlawn breaks through with a huge goal.
That's 2 goals on the evening there for Chloe Minkus. We've made reference to her quite frequently. During the regular season, Chloe had 20 goals, averaged just over 2 points a game, so she's maintaining that regular season average here tonight. Timeout on the ice, this time by CJS.
We touched base on it earlier. We talked about Chloe Minkus wearing the C, not being denied, putting everything she can into this, as this is her last couple of games as a Glenlawn Lion in her high school career. Jovi Wozni, seasoned vet, been playing for Glenlawn for a number of years already and still got more time left with the Glenlawn Lions. Your leaders have to lead, and in game 1 for the Glenlawn Lions, they stepped up.
Red, what do you think head coach Melissa Belanger is telling the Olympians over there?
Well, I think she is going to let them know that they have to compete. There has to be a sense of urgency to that, and the defense might have to jump up. You're going to see a lot of Baldwin and a lot of Frazier on the defense jumping into the play and crash that net.
Yeah, they can't be happy just to get a puck outside the zone. They got to carry it. They got to establish a forecheck. We see it right there. They're sent 3 on the first puck. Here comes Baldwin, just like you mentioned, Red. Tries to get a shot on net. That's blocked down by Gluck. Good position by the D-man. Pelche's out of the net. The Olympians have a 6th attacker. 2:20 to go in the third period. Olympians down by 2. Scores 3-1. Minkus to DeGrain. DeGrain sends it for Breyer. She gets a stick on it, and look at that. Bang!
Butter pecan.
Bang!
Bang.
The Lions take a 4-1 lead with just over 2 minutes left. I made reference to Chloe Minkus' goal potentially being the dagger. I think the fans in the stands, the boys from Glenlawn with the sticks and the drums.
Yeah, a little bit of a drive to get out to the Seven Oaks multiplex here, but it's been well worth it if you're a Glenlawn fan.
Yeah, I got to think the boys are happy, and they full well think that is the dagger goal. Westendorf cross ice. Bensy can't get a handle on it. I'm curious to see what kind of forecheck the Lions show now. And Toombs is backed out. Does look like a 1-2-2 scenario here. I'm sure Netterduke was making reference to that, potentially even 2 goals ago.
I love that Glenlawn throws their younger players out here in the last couple minutes. crucial point that could come back to help them later on in this series with some valuable experience for their younger line here.
With it now for the Olympians. Durand wheeling, finding ice, getting sawed off. Kind of skated into a three-person check situation there. Might need to spread the ice, look to move it. Nolgren can't get a handle on that pass from Warnick. Durand doesn't gain the red, tries to throw it in, goes for a line change. I'm sure Belanger would like to get Durand back out there with a minute left, being the leading scorer. Might be potentially a little bit too little too late. Minkus wheeling, takes a body bump. DeGrain finds it, cross ice to Breyer, she dumps it in, happy to do so. Pelche leaves it for Baldwin, Baldwin wheeling, outside her zone, gains the red line, coming in looking for a shot, goes to her backhand, gets around the D, able to flip a light puck on net, takes a bump, no hand goes in the air. Baldwin wide open down far side, back door, unable to get her the puck. Michaela Warnick throws it on net. Durand is back out there. Couldn't get a backhand pass towards the net. Baldwin throws it in far corner. Olympians a little less intense on the forecheck now. Puck's gonna die in the corner. Olympians are able to grab it. They step out front, get a couple shots on net there. Wozniak blocks them both. Puck comes out to center ice, and that'll do it. Game 1 of the Manitoba Women's High School Hockey League Division I Championship Final will go to the #1 ranked Glenlawn Lions.
Understaffed tonight, missing some key players, but when you have a team like that, well prepared, well coached, you got to take your hats off to the Glenlawn coaching staff, to those players, and specifically Chloe Minkus tonight. This was her game. She made it her game by asserting herself, and we have a very, very outstanding game by both teams. I think CJS is going to be a little bit sore about this, but this is a series. It's not one game that determines the championship, and I think we'll see CJS answer back.
Exactly. It's a long series. Even though it's only a best-of-3, we'll still consider it a long series. So they're announcing the Player of the Game awards here from the Glenlawn Lions. It's Sam Breyer. Second star, Jewel LaFleche from the Olympians. Chloe Minkus, first star, like you made reference to, Red. Strong game, led the Lions with 2 goals. Physical presence every shift. Even got taken out by the linesman one time. The Olympians weren't able to corral her, and neither were the officials. So like we were making reference to, it's a long series. Even though it's only a best of 3, the Olympians are going to look to come back on Thursday. And hopefully we can have all of you rejoin us again on Thursday. Same time, same place, 4:15, Seven Oaks Arena. For my buddy and sidekick Jamie Bettens, and for all the staff here at LRSD TV, thank you for joining us here this evening, and we'll see you on Thursday.